New at 6, KCCI investigates the impact of a new statewide attendance policy that went into effect this fall and the changes some school districts are already making.
It's led to some confusion for parents and in some cases charges from the county attorney's office. KCCI's Bo Bowman shows us what's working and what isn't.
Iowa schools,
this is all new to me being a first-time parent,
started with big changes this year.
It'll just put a little bit more effort on the parents.
A new state law meant to crack down on chronically absent students went into effect.
I think that's important.
Those parents we talked to in August were still learning the new rules. If a student misses 10% of school days, the school needs to meet with the student and the parent. An attendance plan could be put into effect. If the absences reach 20% of days in a grading period, like a quarter, it's considered truancy. Schools then send a certified letter to parents and can refer cases to the county attorney's office.
So in our first term, we sent 328.
Waukee School Superintendent Brad Buck says it's been a challenge making sure parents and students know what's considered an excused absence and what is not.
A lot of the first term has really been about getting the system up and underway, helping staff understand, and really helping our families understand what these changes are and what they mean.
Waukee has already made some changes to its attendance policies, still in line with state law. Originally, college visits were not considered an excused absence. Moving forward, they will be.
It could also be if you're investigating something with the military, if you're investigating a trade school, so if you're doing anything to investigate your options beyond your high school experience, we're allowing that to be exempted this time.
Funerals and religious events will also be considered excused absences. Superintendent Buck says it's an important effort, but a tough one to put into place.
When the legislature ran this and they said you've got plenty of money to do this, it has turned into a bit of an unfunded mandate locally, and not just Waukee.
Josh Brown, president of the Iowa State Education Association, has heard from administrators across Iowa. He says the law is an example of government overreach.
The amount of time being dedicated to trying to figure out how to comply with the law has been frustrating to lots of administrators.
Brown also believes keeping kids in schools is important, but it should be left up to individual school districts.
That this was an example of some government overreach on an issue that if they would have allowed districts to provided districts with resources to address this issue, that local school districts, that educators, community members, and parents could have worked together to potentially come up with a better solution.
KCCI Investigates crunched the numbers at other area schools. Here are just a few. Dallas Center Grimes saw a small improvement in their first quarter compared to 2023. In Urbandale, less than 6% of students were absent in the first quarter, similar to last year. Des Moines, however, is seeing an improvement in attendance. It's up 4% compared to the last several years. We spoke to the Polk County Attorney's Office. They tell us they've received more than 3,000 referrals this school year.
The way that we prosecute these cases and the way that we work with truancy court is that everybody works together. The goal is to look at the root problems. How do we address the absenteeism? What do we do to remove some of those barriers?
Not every referral ends in charges, but even then,
the goal here isn't to prosecute a parent, to fine them or throw them in jail. Is to try to improve attendance.
Bo Bowman, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
As of this afternoon, the Polk County Attorney's Office has charged 9 families. The Dallas County Attorney's Office has not charged anyone. Of the school districts we contacted, Des Moines had the most referrals to a county attorney with more than 1,600, followed by Waukee schools with 328, Johnston with 254, and West Des Moines schools with 203 referrals.